but a little early. My life is a disaster right now, so forgive me. Yeah, I see I've got Hobo Minerals. Congratulations. She's a brand new grandma, and her grandbaby is absolutely adorable. We've got Andrew rocking in Kentucky in the house. We've got Chubby Hubby here. Chris is here. Hello to all of you who are here early today, early but late. I usually start at noon. I thought I was running a little farther behind than I actually was, so I set my start time for 12:15, and it's 12:10, so surprise, we're early but late. We've had a very busy week, as usual, out here on the prairie. We had a couple of gigs. You see the bass is not on the bass stand. It's literally right in the walking path because I haven't got that put away yet. Oh, what's the best way to clean a rusty piece of Canyon Diablo? Oh, Andrew. I don't honestly know. I'm not an iron girl. A toothbrush, my kid says. He's maybe not entirely wrong. Actually, Andrew, if you search on Topher Spin Meteorites how to clean an iron, there are some videos on how to clean and preserve your irons. But I just can't, in all reality, I can't bring up those, the things that they use and the techniques that they use to do that. So. Oh, my son also says, let it rest and appreciate the patina. He's full of good wisdom today, isn't he? His teacher once said, you know, Trevin, not every question I ask needs an answer. Sometimes it's just a rhetorical question. Like, one time she was standing there going, oh no, I don't know what to do. And Trevin was like, well, first of all, she was like, Trevin. So welcome everybody. Yeah, Andrew, great question. Something I should be more versed in, but I'm not. I'm not a big iron fan. And I don't have a real big problem with my irons rusting up here in Montana because we're just dry as, like, you have to be extremely negligent to get something to rust up here. So what else is going on? So we played a gig, 2 gigs this weekend. I worked an extra shift at work to make that happen, and it's just like, oh my goodness, it's my first 2 days off in a row in like 2 weeks, and I am just, like I say, my house is a mess. Everything kind of fell apart as I tried to just burn the candle from 3 ends of the stick, so... Awesome, Andrew. What else is going on? Oh, Hobo, we were just saying congratulations to you. And on your new baby. Sorry, I was reading a notification there. It says my video is uploaded. So I just uploaded a video. I went on a rock adventure, and that video is scheduled to go public at 1:30 this afternoon. So in about an hour and a half. So we better get going because we got lots to talk about. Yes, congratulations. And welcome, Daniel. And Ryan, welcome. Good to see everybody today. So glad you decided to join us. Where even to start about the rocks? Like I say, it's been a madhouse everywhere in my, my life. So I knew that I'd finished a batch last time, but we didn't actually look at them because I looked in the container and was like, that's not a full barrel full of rocks. What happened to the rest of them? Well, I'd picked a few of my favorites out and went to go take pictures of them, but I found them. So we've got all of these together now. And as you see in the thumbnail, I went for a rock walk. So we've got a little bit of stuff to talk about there too. I'm going to try not to blow the big surprise and let you guys watch the video. But yeah, it's been a wild week, and we've got lots to talk about. Alrighty, Daniel, and Oz is here. It is now an Awesome Wednesday, everybody. Welcome, Oz. So we got rocks out of the tumbler. Of course, you win some and you lose some sometimes when you're trying things with the tumbler. And I tried putting a piece of uranium, good golly, I'm telling you guys, my brain is scrambled. I tried putting a piece of platinum ore in the tumbler, I thought, well, you never know. It might be absolutely stunning. And it was kind of like, wah, 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 wah. Yeah, kind of a rough one. So I'm just gonna get these ready, and as we go through them, we'll throw them back in here. So I'm gonna turn you guys right around. Like I say, we don't have any time to waste today. We've got just all kinds of stuff to talk about and do today. Let's turn around. Put you in the thing. Cheers! Karen's here. Steinkern, everybody. Karen's here. I as well, Karen, or Chris, and Chris says she loves the sound of tumbled rocks. I do too. I also really like the sound, that chiming sound that petrified wood can make as well. So let's see. These were the few that I'd picked out as my favorites. So let's kind of scoot them aside. Let's talk about this poor piece of platinum ore first. I'm going to try to not fight the focus. Let's see if we can have a little more zoomy action. Oh, this poor thing. Oh no, you guys, look what I did. Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Oh, goodness gracious, isn't that sad? Excuse me for just a second while I go get a piece of this that's been taken care of so we can look at the difference, because that is a sad outcome. Actually, I might have sold every single piece of it I had that was polished. I might not have kept a single one for myself. Oh no, guys. That I think is the case. So, okay, so here's a bunch of the rough, right? And when it's polished, it's super pretty. Dang it. I went and got it to prove my point, and then oh. Nope. Gonna say maybe one of these tiny pieces is polished, but it's not. Okay, never mind that idea. Yeah, it's okay, little platinum buddy. You can be repolished. Oh goodness. So yeah, that happened. I tried that and that did not work out, and I will not do that again. I'm glad I only put one piece in there. I'm glad I didn't hope for the best and throw all my eggs in one basket and learn a lesson. What next? I mean, let's just look at them, right? And welcome, Bear, and welcome, John. That's a pretty little piece, huh? Local stone I find out here. Here's a piece of pet wood. Speaking of the pet woods. I like the curvy shape. Oh, and again, pardon the obnoxious fingernails, but we played at a fireman's convention, and I figured that fire engine red was appropriate, and I didn't do anything about it after I was done. I just, went rock hounding and digging in the dirt and all of that stuff. So pardon the, atrocious manicure. These turned out really pretty. I sure do like these. This was all one rock, pieces of one rock that we pulled. Lots of different little, tidbits and jewelry pieces out of. That one's really pretty. Here's another piece of that rock, and one more even great big piece of that rock. Carrot says, I love how nail polish lasts about 4 minutes with rock hands. Exactly.
You got soft hands, brother.
Yeah, my kid says at least we don't have soft hands. I'm okay with that. You know, I'm not particularly concerned with how beautiful I look at every given moment of the day. I don't have to look at me. You guys do, but I don't. Oh, that's a piece of pet wood. He's not of this bunch. If 4 minutes, says Nobo. So yeah, we took some of these bigger pieces and we ran them through the little saw and then through the tumbler. Look at the druzy pocket and that's showing really good right now. Again, I always tell people they're afraid to put their druzy through the tumbler, and I tell them it's okay. It will come out the other end and it'll be beautiful. So that's kind of a pretty piece. That is not a piece I found. That is a piece of stuff I bought at that auction. Here's another just little tidbit of a piece. Here's a little bit more of that. This is about the last of that, I think, too. And I really like this one. If anyone is in the chat still in the intro screen. Oh no. Did that happen, Chubby Hubby? Oh no. Anyway, like I say, I absolutely just love this piece. It's so different. The shape is so different. And I love how agate just polishes like a little jelly bean. It just looks like a piece of jelly. I love it. Love it. My descriptive words. This is a rock I find out here. I've made jewelry out of this before. And the knot rock people just went insane over it. Oh my goodness, that's so beautiful. That's so pretty. And I was like, I mean, it's nice. I don't know what it is. But it'll take a polish. As we say in the rock world, right? There's just a little bean of a rock. Yeah, I did all kinds of silly things this morning, John. I actually tried to get my video uploaded in time that we could have a premiere on that and then jump from that to this live. And then I ran out of time. Hi, moi. And decided that maybe instead we would just do this and then over to the video. So then I thought I'd be late and then I started early and I did all kinds of silly stuff. So don't blame YouTube today for the mess of notifications that you're getting. It's partly my fault. I did that. Lots of moonstone and even a quartz in this batch. I mean, I almost don't even know if I could do a batch without at least one moonstone. Or I shouldn't say moonstone because there really aren't. They're feldspar, right? But boop boopy doop, and they're not even blue, so I can't even call them moonstone. But yes, of course we have to have some flashy feldspars in our mix because we find nice feldspars out here on the prairie. Awesome. Yes. Put some go-go juice in your cup there, moi. A little quartz. And I thought that was a little more feldspar. Oh, maybe. Anyway. Welcome, Joseph. And I do believe Joseph's saying hi to Chris in their own weird language. Here are some little pet woods, and I do mean little pet woods that ran through that little batch there. Just a bunch of other random little stuff you know, I find this stuff all over out here. This too, tons and tons. I could run barrels full of this stuff in my tumbler because I literally find tons of it. We made comment a little while back about how nice just a plain white rock can be from time to time. So I've been trying to put a little white into my mixes lately. You know, some more littles. Okay, we had a quick look at those. Here's some more littles. Excuse me. Again, just stuff I find out here. I find it, I like it, I keep it. That's the rules. That's the rules of rock hounding on the prairie. Look, I got one for each hand. Thanks, John. Way to be awesome. I don't know what these are, but I kind of like the, you know, the texture and stuff in them. They're kind of wild. Karen says to boop the like button if you haven't. I love me a red rock. Love, love, love me a red rock. Boy, that might have to go into my personal collection. I kind of like that a lot, actually. Pretty little thing. Here's another one with the wild, wild textures. Last but not least, out of the stuff that I didn't like pick out to take pictures of that day, I don't think I ever even did that either. I just picked out rocks to take pictures of and then never did. Have I got a mod in here who could? I do. I've got a couple. Hobo Minerals does some, I think she mostly does shorts and like shorter videos, but if somebody could share her channel with us, that would be great. I'm a sucker for the rocks with the tiny fossils in them. I'm a sucker. Thank you, John. You guys all rock. Rockinest rock community around. Cindy's here. Hiya, Cindy. Welcome. What is going on here with this rock, you guys? Again, it just looks like a jelly. I absolutely love it. Love it, love it. You're my boy, Blue. That one's got a little bit of blue in it. I like the little dark marks right there. I don't know. Anyway. Look at this one, you guys. This is one of my favorites. This actually sat in my kitchen window for a long time. And I was like, oh, I mean, what do you do with it? I was afraid to polish it because it was, I mean, it's kind of a cool little thing. And it had like that lizard skin or eggshell texture on the outside. But I just knew that like, that's a darn pretty little rock underneath, right? So I finally just worked up the guts to put this little baby in the tumbler, and I'm so glad that I did. It just, I mean, it could maybe even go another round in the tumbler, but we don't find a lot of agates out here on the prairie, so when I find a cute little bean like that, I get pretty darn excited. This was a new one for me. I didn't know how this would turn out at all. I didn't foresee it being so sparkly. And I don't know how that's showing up on the camera. It's really not looking as sparkly on the camera as it does in hand, but it took a polish and it's pretty, and I was surprised. While I was, surprised in a bad way about the platinum rock, this one surprised me in a good way. Of course, I'm, big on my feldspars, and this one actually, I really like the way this one turned out. So I was gonna go ahead and pull this one aside for photographs, and never did take photographs of it. But yeah, I'm a sucker for them pretty feldspars. I like to get flashed. Hope you do too. And last but not least, this rock. It is really fun to experiment, isn't it, Ryan? Ryan says he's been surprised by many rocks which have taken on at least some polish and that have tumbled. It's fun experimenting with different kinds, he says. What is going on with this rock, you guys? I'm in love with this, I gotta tell you. I like different, I like weird, and I like unique, and that is, checking some boxes for me. Isn't it cool, Karen? You guys are cracking me up in the chat there. All right, so that sums up some tumbled rocks. I'm going to turn you back around really quick. So let's go back to the thumbnail of this video where I'm kind of pointing off into the field, and we see some other rockhounds. I mean, imagine my surprise. I'm headed down the road and I see somebody. Okay, so for starters, I know that this is redneck. I know that this would, like, if you were playing Jeopardy, this would fall under the category, like, things you can only do in a small town for, $100, please. They just had a gopher shoot competition in a local, like, everybody's out that day. You have from, 9 a.m., help me out, fellas, 9 a.m. till 6 p.m.?
Yeah, that sounds right.
To shoot gophers, and then you have to actually bring their tails back to the bar, and then they count the tails, and whoever has the most gopher tails wins cash prize.
I want to note I got first one time.
Yeah, my kids and their dad won first plip, and they were posed with a big fan full of money. They were so proud. So when I came over this hill, as I'm out looking for my rock hound, I see another vehicle, and I'm like, oh, they're driving pretty slow. They probably are out gopher hunting, right? I get a little closer, and I'm like, man, they must be driving real slow. And then I realize that they are parked. And I'm like, what's going on up here? And as I come over just this tiny little draw, I see 3 asses up in the air. I'm like, they're looking at rocks. Like, I know exactly what they're doing. I've seen that, man. I know that. Like, yeah, no denying they are looking at rocks. And so I actually pull over, and I jump out, and they've got a tiny little dog, so I make my dog stay. And I approach them, and I'm, is your dog friendly? And they're like, yeah. And so I come in, and I'm like, what are you guys doing, looking at rocks? And they're like, yeah. And the spot that they're at is a spot that I have filmed with you guys before. I don't know if you guys remember, last year I had taken Rebecca out, and she was very excited because she was seeing teepee rings. And it really wasn't a highly successful day. It was not the one where we were up and could see them, but where we were just, she was kind of level and she was pretty excited. It was the first one she'd seen on my channel. So anyway, I'm like, oh, they maybe are looking at the teepee rings, but they're also out here rock hounding, which no big deal. I've rock hounded kind of where the teepee rings are. You know, I try not to rock hound right in the teepee rings or like right near them, but if between the teepee rings I find a you know, a rock, a literal rock, you know, to pick up, that's, you know, no harm, no foul. No one's going to know that that little rock or, you know, especially a, you know, common feldspar or something. No one's going to know that I took a feldspar from between two teepee rings, right? That's not really harming anything. But so I jump out and like I say, I'm like, what you guys doing looking at rocks? And they say, yeah, we came out yesterday and we made a big pile and we didn't want to carry them all the way back to the truck. So we brought a wagon today. And I'm just like mortified. I'm like, you brought a wagon to the teepee rings to take rocks? Like, oh, God. And I'm like, you do know, right? Like, you do know that they, like, literally right here is a teepee ring and, like, one more up there. And, like, so I'm like, I literally know this place like the back of my hand. I have spent not just hours, but literally days wandering just this small section of pull off the road, right? And so I'm like, you know, there's less teepee rings like up that way and they're kind of more out that way. And just as long as you're not taking rocks out of the teepee rings, and they're like, oh, no, we're not doing that. And I'm like, I kind of look around real quick and I'm like, as far as I can tell, they're not. They're, again, you know, there's like one up kind of behind them and one kind of like right next to where they are. And the majority of them are all off, you know, farther away from the road. But like my heart was just like, oh, dear God, please tell me you're not taking rocks out of the teepee rings. Oh, God. And so, like I say, after I stopped and gave them a little public service announcement, like, just be aware and, you know, don't take the rocks from the rings, and then all is well. Please enjoy the nature. And I say to them, you know, all right, well, I'm not looking for landscape rocks, so I'm looking for petrified wood and agate. And so I'm going to head on out of here. And the one girl pops up and she's like, petrified wood and agates, where do you find that at? And without even skipping a beat, I was like, well, not here. And I kind of left it at that. And so I have this to share with you all. Dun 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 yeah. Oh, yes, you guys. Although I just am like, this thing's as big as my arm. And although I'm like freaking out about this, guess what happened last year? Okay, let me take you back again. Do you remember last year? Thanks, moi. I found one of the best agates that I'd ever found on my first like real rock walk out. And then the whole rest of the year was like agate dry.
Oh no.
Oh, let's knock on wood. Let's hope we didn't just dry wood ourselves for the rest of the year. It doesn't matter. It's going to be real hard to beat this no matter what, right? Like, it's going to be a challenge. And by the way, this was, what night was this that I went out and found this? Sunday night. I worked Monday, I worked Tuesday. I had a board meeting I had to go to, a school board meeting I had to go to Tuesday night. And now today is Wednesday. Guess who's going back? just as soon as I can get off this live, I'm going back to get my fix, you guys. Like, ah! ah! Whoa! Oh. Thanks, John. I tried to mash the Star Wars and the movie reel, like, whoom, okay. Anyway. Okay, so we went for a rock walk. We found some really cool, I wasn't shy. I had a freaking ball out there. And of course, a lot of this is going to be in that video that's going to come out in about 45 minutes. I found a whole handful of smaller petrified woods. I found whatever this blue thing is. I love it. Love it. Whatever it is, I love it. Again, I like me some blue rocks, and that's kind of a bluish colored shirt, so we might have to play with that some, some. Here's some more pet wood. I always find this. I don't know what it is. I shouldn't say always, but I do. I find a crap ton of this. And it's like, layer. Look at the wind blow again, by the way, today, guys. The wind is the weather. And I'm in a hoodie. Is it, like, seriously, when's it going to get warm? Okay. Sorry, I'm on a rage today, aren't I? I'm a level 10 today. So this is like a really minerally kind of stuff, and I've always kind of it's got to be related to the gypsum or selenite family in some way.
That makes sense since I find both everywhere.
Right, we find it in a lot of places, and a lot of places where there's things like septarian nodules and things floating around. So anyway, I thought, I have gathered some of this from here, there, and everywhere. Thank you, Ryan, who says I get 100 bonus points for using the descriptor crap ton, and the points don't matter, by the way. But when I hit this with the UV, so I've gathered some from all over the place, and sometimes it definitely glows under the UV, but sometimes it glows more a yellow color, sometimes it's not slate, Cindy. It's translucent. And slate is not translucent. I wish I had all my flashlights handy. They're all over there. Wait, I might have one right here. And then I can't just jump up and go over there because I'd trip over my base. Okay. So as you can see, it's translucent. But this is really an interesting couple of pieces that I grabbed from this location, because when I hit them, and of course, I'm sorry, guys, I can't demonstrate this now, so you're just going to have to take my word for it, but it phosphoresces a very bright red. So hit it with the UV, quick move the UV away, and red. And it just red for just a quick pop of a second, and then dark again. So those are kind of fun. That was kind of, pick that up. Again, I didn't know if that was going to be worth a darn or not, but I thought I better have a piece just in case. A jasper with an awesome brecciation or whatever, all the way into a fort, all the way into a fortification in there. That was kind of a neat piece. I love me a red rock. And feldspars, why? How much stinking feldspar can one person pick up? Is that a standard or a metric crap ton? It's a good question, because I am right on the Canadian border, so I should specify. Again, that's kind of a feldspar-y piece there. Kind of pretty. Oh, there were some weird green ones. I don't get green. That's a unikite, by the way. That's a unikite. It's just like so lots green and barely red. And I would like to everybody to, please remember that I just remembered that word all by myself. Thank you very much. The name of that rock. Oh, here's one with some fossils. There's a little fossil buddy there. There's a fossil buddies, little holes and little fossil buddies. Like I say, I almost can't pick rocks up sometimes without just loads of little fossils. I didn't really wash these off very good. I just rinsed them with the hose. So they're kind of, Blue. But, you're my boy, Blue. You're my boy. You're my boy, Blue. This one. Yay, I remembered it again. This time with a little more ease even. That might not be the one I was thinking of. Might have one that's even better than this. There is some banding in that one, but I think I might have one better in here even than that. Full of little tiny fossils. Oh, green again, but like outrageous. What the shoot is that? I do not know what that is. Very green, very green. There. This is the one I wanted to show you guys. I mean, nothing compares to you, but I can still appreciate this. Hey, hey, hey. Ain't that gonna be a pretty one when it comes out of the tumbler, you guys? Look at all that sweet little banding in there. I just so happen to think that is one sweet little rock. The chat is still having discussions on which sort of crap ton I've referred to. Again, I can't leave the dang feldspars. But, like, look! I mean, so pretty. There were some, again, look at, my brain is mush today. There were no trademark infringements intended, some pudding stones. Some pudding stones out there. Oh, there's a little Chinese writing stone. For the tumbler. Andrew, I'm pretty familiar with that kind of crap ton. Yes, I am very familiar with I worked on a dairy. Oh, I'm very familiar with a dairy's crap ton. I love me some red rocks, some red rocks. I know you can't see them, and feldspars. Oh, here's a little cutie. To the tumbler. There's a friend in there. I think that's a fossil. There might be some friends in there. Why shouldn't I have some more feldspar? Oh, Jennifer does like the ugly rocks. Yes, she does. Jennifer likes ugly rocks. There's one for Jennifer. And there's one for Jennifer. Let's see if I have any more for you, Jennifer. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna veer off course. Check that bad boy out. Check out that little bullseye banded shirt. Boom! Rocks for Jennifer. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I didn't really pick up a lot of... This one was interesting and on a more like mineral kind of way. I mean, it's definitely feldspar-y, but it's so blocky and chunky. Thank you, Cindy. I'll have to look that up. Okay, well, we'll check that. Thank you for the heads up. Again, if you guys are messaging me on Discord, you might give me a heads up because I don't check it every day. But yeah, yeah, it's almost like a garnet or even like a granite, but yeah, just so blocky and chunky. Is pudding stone a trademark stone too? Did Michiganers do the big MTM and decide? They might have. And I'd hate to infringe on their, ideas of doing such by calling my rocks pudding stones. Oh. Here's a little tiny cutie. Josh is in the house. Welcome, Josh. I don't know what that is, but I kind of liked it. Yeah, Jennifer, I'm having a hard time. There wasn't a whole lot of like meteor wrong looking stuff up there. So it was more, like jaspers and things that I picked up. Pet woods, obviously. I mean, I didn't pick up much pet wood, I don't think. Just a couple pieces. In case you missed it, Josh. And it's cool because it sets on the windowsill. Let's see, which way was it? It sets on the windowsill like that, and like both ends kind of float off the, it's like that. So I love that piece. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, I went rock counting, but what does that do? That just like really creates more work for me because now I have more rocks to tumble, more rocks to cut, and I don't know what's wrong with my head because I just can't stop. So here we go. we're gonna keep. Wow, that's interesting. We didn't look at that together. What is that, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, I only picked that up because that is interesting. What is all that red? And it's not smooth like a jasper or anything else like I would pick up usually. It's not like unikite. It's not. Again, sometimes I pick things up because they need further investigation. Who's getting all metaphysical? Oh, Opal guy. What truly is live anyway? Yeah, well, you know. So, now I got a whole nother box of rocks, you know. I mean, like, yeah. Oh, I can't wait to get some of this in the tumbler. The tumblers, like I say, my week was chaos. I missed them on Thursday. I usually do them on Thursday. So I just let them roll until Sunday. And I've been doing my 2 tumblers on Thursday and 1 tumbler on Sunday. And so I just let the 2 roll until Sunday. So now I'm doing all 3 of my tumblers on Sundays. But they're staggered too. So I have like 1 in coarse, 1 in medium, and 1 in fine, or 1 in medium, 1 in fine, 1 in polish, right? So there's only 1 week out of the month when I'm not pulling a finished batch of rocks out of my tumblers. And so we get to see one next week. Next Sunday, we're going to pull out a new batch. I'm excited, and that means a new batch goes in. So we'll have to scrounge around and get ready to load up the next barrel. And what else is going on? Excuse me. It still isn't nice out. Gosh, it feels like all the way back in like April, I said, you know, I want to move my small saw outside. I'd rather be cutting and slinging, you know, mud and glass chunks and stuff all over outside than I would inside. And it's still not nice. Like if you went outside right now and got even a little bit wet, it might kind of suck. So, it is. It's really windy, huh? So I've wanted to get that done and still haven't been able to. So, I mean, I've kind of danced around that. I've done other things. I've got, again, a crap load of stuff that's ready to either be wire wrapped or drilled to make into jewelry. I mean, just tons of stuff. Whoops, let's just throw them around. Just tons of stuff. I'm thoroughly delighted and excited to get to some of this. So instead of cutting and stuff, I've kind of just, you know, shifted gears and been like, oh, well, we'll just make some jewelry for now. You know, we'll drill some holes today. We'll, you know, put pinch clasps and chains on these tomorrow. And, you know, oh, there's another batch of, you know, tumbler stuff. So we'll focus on that for a minute. I did a whole bunch of dino bone stuff that 1 week, and I still really, really want and need to be focusing on that. I am running out of days before the dino days. So, I mean, I haven't even fully committed to that yet, and I'm running out of days to do that. So it's either, you know, pardon the expression, but it's time to shit or get off the pot with that one. So, I've got to just decide if I got to quit riding the fence one way or the other. I got to decide if I'm in or out. So, yeah, there's a lot going on. What else do I know? Anything else? Feel good stories or anything else going on? Other than this, I don't know. Oh, Jeff is in the house. Hey there, Jeff. The bear. Oh, I don't actually, John. John just asked if I separate my tumbles via the Mohs hardness. I mean, I'm slightly aware, right? I'm slightly aware, but for the most part, the stuff that I'm tumbling are close enough. You know, agates, petwoods, jaspers, and cherts are all very hard. And so those things can all go together and they mingle nicely. Again, occasionally I'll throw like a unikite or something, you know, some random thing that I don't know what is in there. But, you know, I had taken into consideration things like the Mohs hardness scale. When I put that piece of platinum ore in there, I knew that it was going to take a pounding. Sorry, I'm so immature. I knew that it was going to take a rough ride through the tumbler, so that's the reason why I only put one piece in. Would I put a piece of like dino bone or something? Heck no. You know, it would just get obliterated. And I have mixed my glass and rocks before, and that has turned out okay as long as my rocks aren't too big. If the rocks that I mix in with my glass pieces are too big, they just smash and crash and bash the glass. But so I try to, you know, glass with glass, a whole barrel full of glass. Right on, Jeff. Really? I'll have to message you. So, for the most part, my stuff plays nice with each other. One, just, you know, one barrel full. You know, like, again, if I wanted to do anything that was softer, any kind of, turquoise or dino bone, or I mean, and no, I don't use filler or medium in my tumbles. I just use, like, there was that little guy, like this little guy. No, that was not a good example. Gosh dang, that's a cute little piece. We'll just pretend like he's super duper smooth, okay? So I go through, and rocks that are already, they almost even already look polished. They're already naturally very smooth. Instead of putting pellets or beads or anything into my tumbler to keep my height up to a proper level, I'll just add already very smooth rocks and let them just go like they might not have went all the way through. They didn't get the coarse tumble, the medium tumble. They got just the fine and the polish. They were just there to keep that level up. So I break a lot of rules, and I do a lot of things that, you know, maybe aren't highly suggested. And sometimes I pay the consequences for that too. Sometimes my rocks come out very bruised. Sometimes my rocks don't come out as shiny as they could or should. And I know that I should have done, you know, should have done this different, or should have, that's what I get. Or put crap in, get crap out, you know. If I'm putting not so nice rocks in, lots of little grit grabby holes and cracks and things like that, then I can expect to get that result out as well. So as long as you go into your tumbling with realistic expectations, try whatever you want to try and see what happens. Josh, I think that might have been John. And yes, thank you, John. Oh, Bear. Thanks, Bear. For reminding us all that Father's Day is actually coming up. Oh my goodness, yes. Oh, that just gave me a nervous twitch. It's okay. We'll all be fine. Don't forget your Father's Day is coming up, though. And same thing with the moms. If you don't have a dad, show somebody else's dad some appreciation on Father's Day. Go fishing with someone else's dad that day. Oh, goodness. Yeah, so lots going on. Like I say, just tons and tons going on. Oh, also, here is something interesting. And this is, my hair is driving me nuts. I keep catching it and think, sorry about my messy hair and everything today. There. My ex-mother-in-law, who I still get along with fantastically, she's a wonderful lady. She's thinking about buying a little building here in town and starting a little store, a little like consignment shop, so that all of the local artists have a little place to sell their wares, their works. Again, that's super early to get too excited about, but I am kind of excited about it.
No spoilers here, but I wonder if her surprise trailer from Texas has to do something with that. Dude, she pulls up with this trailer behind her RV. It's like what's that for? She's like, it's my surprise. And we all kind of had a very scared shiver go down our spines.
She's a hardworking lady. And so, like Caden says, she's constantly going here, there, everywhere. She's very active in, cattlemen's meetings and even there for a little while, she was doing stuff with Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, bear aware classes and things like that. She's such an active lady. She's super neat. Yeah, let my freak flag fly. You got it, guys. Anyway, she's a real go-getter. She's kind of an unstoppable kind of, and I mean, she's what, 5'5" and maybe $110. She's just a feisty little thing though. So anyway, the kids are out at the ranch and she pulls up with this brand new trailer and she's like, surprise, I have this brand new trailer and it's a surprise. And they're all like, uh-oh. That sounds like it spells work to me. They're all like, look, it's time for me to go. I got stuff I need to do. So, yeah, I for the most part, I'm not afraid of her work. I jump right in with her. I'm like, all right, let's do this. Yeah. Whether it's branding cows or picking berries and making jam. I don't know if you guys have been with me long enough, you'll remember some of those things from years prior. So I always jump right in. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. So your consignment store idea sounds, very thrilling to me. It sounds like a lot of work, but then I have a place for, my rake rack to go be on display for more than just you and me. I mean, like, thank you, Hobo. And I mean, honest to God, I think that you are absolutely adorable too. And if I stop and put myself in a check for just a second, every time that Hobo Minerals is like, my hair, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. Like, she's got naturally curly hair, and sometimes it just gets big and wild, and I absolutely love it. I wish my hair was naturally curly like that. I'd let it spaz out all the time, Hobo. So I can kind of understand, when I stop and take a look back, that I can't. And I just almost apologize for it is all. I mean, I don't. I can't contain that fabulousness. It's just uncontainable. And I don't know if it's going to be necessarily a mobile store, John, but the kid was just putting 2 and 2 together that maybe this might have something to do with her plans to do a consignment shop here in town. So, and there were whispers in the community at the grocery store the other day about her purchasing some property here in town that was...
A bird just about flew in. A bird net and just...
Thank goodness we have a magic screen door with the magnets in it, or we would have just had a bird in the house, huh?
Yeah, just hit that.
Exciting stories on the prairie. We almost had a bird in the house. Breaking news. A bird just about came in.
That was pretty funny.
He was stopped only by a fabric screen, a magnet screen door designed to keep the bugs out.
Keeps me out.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, yeah, so exciting stories out here on the prairie. And no birds were harmed.
We hope.
Oh, I got cussed out yesterday by a killdeer. She was like flopping in the grass, like, hey, over here. Look, I'm injured. Look, stay away from my babies. She was throwing a fit. And I actually like started watching. I was like, who's she mad at, me or the dog? And I'd try to the dog would go away and then she'd come back and she'd start squawking again, or I'd go over here. I just couldn't quite decide. Like, she was doing a really good job disguising her babies and distracting from them because I didn't find them and neither did the dog. And she threw a fit only just for a little while. I think after a while she decided that I wasn't going to mess with her babies and she mellowed out. But yeah, I totally got chewed out by a killdeer the other day. She was telling me, I broke my wing. Come eat me instead. My wing is broken. I'm defenseless. Tricky bird. I'm on to you. Silly little pecker. Yeah, I haven't seen my blue jay yet this year, Lava Bison, aka Joseph. Haven't seen. I've thought I heard her. I thought I've heard my blue jay a couple times, and I run outside and I'm like, Blue! But no blue jays yet this year. It has been a really bad year though. Like, I like to keep my channel real happy and real upbeat, but I gotta not lie to you guys. Like, this wind, this is not bad today. I would actually, I'm probably going to go out for a hunt in this later. And maybe even film in this. But I can't remember what they said we had. Sustained 75-mile-an-hour winds with, 80, 90-mile-an-hour gusts the other day for like 3 days straight. It was ridiculous. It was blowing literally whole like gravels down the roads. You could hear it pelting windows and cars and buildings. It was disgusting. But it, like, literally, I've picked a dead baby bird up out of my yard like every day for like 3 weeks straight. Sometimes multiple dead baby birds in my yard. And I'm like, how could there even be any live baby birds left? Like, I don't even hear them chirping in their little nests anymore. Like, they're all gone. Oh, it's just been horrible. Poor babies. Yeah, you can pick them up and go give them a dumpster burial. Yeah. It's getting yucky. Like, damn it, wind, knock it off out there. No one invited you. Oh. Ah ha ha. Opal guy's being very punny. Keep him coming. Bump. Keep him coming, Opal guy. He says, shouldn't a chipmunk be under an oath of silence, a vow of silence? Bump.
Write that down.
Yeah, write that down. Caden liked that. The Prairie kid appreciated that. Dad joke of the week there. Oh, yeah. So, very interesting. On the night, well, dogs. Oh, yeah. We hit something. We hit something on our way home from our gig the other night. The Lava Bison was my escort. And so, yeah, he actually said there's like 2 ways that we can go to get back to the house. And he was like, this way's better. There's less deer and things to hit, this way. It's a little bit wider road. This would be the better way to go. And we're just getting going. And of course, I can't help myself. I'm staring out the window, admiring all the stars in the sky. And I actually make comment, man, the stars tonight. Man. And I look out the front window again and I see maybe a plastic bag fluttering. And then my mind thinks, is that a light reflection? And I actually kind of look over my shoulder for half a second to see what in the world would be making a light reflection in the front window. And then all of a sudden, thud. And I do mean like, damn, like thud. And I'm like, what was that? And Joseph's like, I think it was an owl. And I'm like, actually, now that I like process it, I honestly think we hit a goose. I think we hit a goose. We should probably look out. RCMP's probably after us. That was probably a Canadian goose, and we're probably under some kind of international wanted and protected. And then he was upset. He was like, geese don't fly at night. And I'm sorry to throw you under the bus, my love, but I was like, sweetie, yes, geese do fly at night. I catch them on my security cameras and I hear them. Like, we got goosed. Totally. Oh, and one more of the band members when I was telling the band members the next day, because we played 2 nights in a row, I was like, we hit something on the way home last night. I think we had a freaking goose. Our other guitar player was like, yeah, goose will fly at night, especially if it sees your headlights. Duck, duck, goose. Exactly. Duck, goose. I had Friggin' suicide goose. It was awful. It was like, yeah, it may have put a little bit of a dent. We were looking later, we're like, there's a dent from where his body hit, just kind of the top of the truck, and there's like a wing brush and maybe even a feather still stuck on there. Like, oy. Yeah, goof stuff. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Andrew. I hit a grouse one time, and it dang near took the whole like front end of my car out, and that's a small bird, like compared to a goose. Oh, I'm sure it did break your windshield. I think we were very lucky that it didn't break our windshield. It just happened to like hit at the right angle that it deflected more than, oh, yeah, yeah. Who did the anger management quote? Oh, it was bad. It was bad. So yeah, like I say, it's been like, my brain is mush. It's been a long week. I've had a lot going on. Who's here? Come in.
Probably Mr. Ustad.
It is Austin.
Ustad.
Come on in, Austin. Heard you playing drums last night. Made me want to grab my big bass and come over and rock with you. I'll have to maybe. I could hear you, yeah. Not here. I was in your garage.
Yeah.
But yeah. Your mom was proud. She's like, come listen. She says, he can play any 80s and 90s song that you can imagine. So if you ever need a drummer, I was like, sometimes we might. So.
I know that.
They flew straight across in front of me and I couldn't dodge them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dang. Silly peckers. I got an 8-point buck with a Ford Escape. Neither made it, says Cynthia. Oh, remind me to tell you all the story about the deer I hit on my next live, says Jeff. So everybody remind Jeff. He's got to tell the story. Awesome. Well, awesome. Hobo's got a birthday party to go to. Have the most fun, and we'll see you this evening. Have all of the fun, and I'll see you at the meteorite meeting tonight. Oh, yeah. When nature and us, when we all breach our contract of agreement to get along and survive together, there can be catastrophic results. Oh, I had got a car, and I like literally was taking twice this has happened to me. One time, my ex-mother-in-law had gifted me a car. You know, she's like, you guys are brand new family with little kids. You need a reliable vehicle. I'm going to gift you this Subaru. And I was literally like, just taking it for a little cruise out on a country road, arm out the window, like going like 15 miles an hour. And I literally watched this deer come running out, and I was like, he isn't gonna, is he? He's like, no way. And I'm going so slow. And he like literally like threw himself on the hood of my car. And I was going so slow that like when he like went under the car, it honestly didn't do any damage. But he was like under there, and you could hear him under there like grappling around, right? And I stopped the car and I jumped out. And I mean, I was like, where's my knife? Where's my gun? I was so pissed. I was like, if you're going to mess up my car, I'm going to eat you. And my ex was like, whoa, easy, Rambo. Like, and it got out from under my car and it ran away. But thank God my car was fine. But another time, I bought a car in Missoula, and I lived in Hamilton, and they're not far away from each other, Missoula and Hamilton. But it's like, you know, the road between there's a slogan, and the slogan is, pray for me, I drive I-93. It's terrible for car accidents. It's skinny, it's congested, it's nasty, right? And this deer came through and you can't stop. You can't. There's people behind. And it happens so fast. He's through and I clipped him and again, thank God, no damage. But I did clip him with the front bumper. I heard it happen again. When I got out and looked, there was no damage. But I was like, how does that happen to me? Twice on my maiden voyage with my new to me vehicle do I find and tag a deer. Thank God neither time anything happened. But yeah, that one when I jumped out, where's my knife? Where's my gun? I'm gonna eat you. Yeah. And again, somebody had said, did you stop and pick up the goose? And I'm like, are they in season? Yee. Do you want to eat a goose right now? Like, there's a reason why maybe sometimes you don't eat goose. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, Cindy. I creamed a Canadian goose. I hope we can still be friends. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, speaking of gooses and using, terms like crap ton and crapper get off the pot. And well, I'm just going to end this episode by saying you can't get the crap back in the goose. We've had a good Prairie Girl Rocks today, you guys. It is 1:21 on my time right now. So by the time we're done finishing singing the song and saying our farewells to each other, it's going to be really close to 1:30. At which point in time, we should all go over and watch the Prairie Girl Rocks video that will be, I honestly don't know, guys. I honestly don't know if it's actually set up as a premiere and we'll be able to chat or if it just goes public. I was riding the struggle bus super hard all morning before I got here. My brain is mush. My hair is wild. So that's where we're at. But it is coming out at 1:30 this afternoon. As far as I know, I did get that much of it set up. So we're going to sing the song. We're going to say our farewells. And we're going to go over and watch the video of me finding this and my initial knee-jerk reaction of other rock hounds in my rock spot. So oh, my dad did the Tokyo drift through a herd of elk one time. And my mom was beating the crap out of him the whole time, screaming, Jesus fucking Christ, Larry, blah, 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 the whole time. And he still managed to Tokyo drift through the elk and not touch one of them. And then we all just drove on like, it was like, what's that movie? Family Vacation, with the Griswolds. And they do the new one. Have you guys seen the new one? And they're like spinning through traffic and they're like, ah, and then they like somehow miraculously line up and they're just like on the road and everything is fine. Like it was like that. It was epic. Hey, Rufo, you're just in time for the song and the goodbye. But when we leave here, Rufo, we're going to jump right over and watch the video that comes out this afternoon in like 12 minutes, less than 12 minutes. So from here over to the video. I tried to do it backwards. I tried to have the video first and then the live, but it just, sometimes you just gotta, like a rock, you gotta just roll. So, yeah, definitely good times, right, Bear? Oh, and what the best thing ever is that we had I gotta just tell you guys this too. When we were younger, and we used to come between here and the cabin a lot. And so there were lots of opportunities for near-death experiences in our family road trips. But we drove one of those old trucks with the in the back seat had two seats that fold up and then fold down. Was it an old Ford truck or so? I can't remember. But anyway, so when we were on our road trips and things like this were happening, the seats fold down. And so when you are riding, you are literally facing, I was facing my little brother. And so we literally got to look each other dead in the eye as we were about to die every time. Like every time. Ah! So it was, man, our family adventures. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. It's a wonder I'm as weird as I am, huh? All right. Let's sing the song because now we have 5 minutes to get over and watch the show. Like I say, I'm not sure if it's set up like a premiere. I tried. And I finally just quit fighting it and let it just go set for 1:30. Oh, Tiger Eye. Oh, I'm so sorry. There are things in this world that are very unpleasant. Cold toilet seats, dentist chairs, and trips to the DMV. I'm sorry that you have to go to the dentist today. DMV, dentist, they're both kind of like, you know, horrible places to have to be. I'm so sorry. But hopefully you feel better when you come out the other side. And here we go. Sing along if you know the words. Pretty rocks out on the prairie. Pretty rocks are everywhere. Pretty rocks for us to look at. Pretty rocks are everywhere. There's a pink one and a green one and a blue one and a yellow one. And they all are very pretty. And they all are everywhere. Thank you guys so much for watching today. We'll do it again really soon. And in a world where you can choose to be anything, choose to be kind. See you guys again soon.